Hi everyone, in these next few videos we're going to look at macros, and macros are basically something that we can set up in Access that will allow us to automate certain tasks. So if you're working in Access, maybe on the job or using it daily, and you find yourself doing the same thing over and over again, running the same report with the same filter criteria over and over again, that's something that you might want to set up a macro to do, in which case setting up the macro, you just basically reduce it to a couple of mouse clicks to perform that task, as opposed to going through the whole shebang over and over again, day in and day out. So I have 7 problems here, and we will take them one at a time. Looking at this first one, it says create a macro that will open the RPT guest report in print preview mode. Save your macro as MCR open guest report. So I'm going to go to my database. This is the rentals database. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a new macro. So I'll go to the Create tab way up at the top. And over here near the right is the macro button. Okay. So I've started with a blank macro. I could save it right off the bat. Maybe I'll go up and hit my Save button. And we're told to call this MCR Open Guest Report. Okay, and I have a blank macro at this point. I want to add an action to it. So I'm going to pull this down, and this macro is going to open a report. So I'm going to scroll down here. These are alphabetized, and here we see the open report action. So that's what I'm going to choose. Okay, that's only part of it though. I have to specify which report. Okay, so for the report name, it's actually RPT guest. You can pull this down rather than type it yourself. Pull the drop down arrow down and choose the appropriate report, in this case, that we want to open. And also we're told in this problem to open it in print preview mode. So where it says window mode here, I'm going to pull that down. Oh, not window mode, view, sorry. Print preview. Okay, as opposed to normal report view, which is the default. We're going to choose print preview. If you choose print, that's going to send it right to your printer, and you're going to waste a piece of paper, or several pieces of paper. So be sure you choose the right one. If you're asked for print preview, which I do ask for a lot, then make sure you choose print preview and not print. Okay, so now we have the macro set up, and really what's left to do is to run it. And this is just like running a query. You could probably see the run button up here in the upper left, so I'm going to go ahead and run that. Oh, I have to save it before I run it because I did make changes. And here is our guest report. Okay? So that is number 1. I'll close that up. And for 2, we're going to do a second macro. This one is similar to the first one, but we're going to add some criteria, actually, which is we call a where condition. This is similar to criteria in a query, the where condition. So we'll look at that. Create a macro that will open the RPT guest report in print preview mode. We already know how to do that, but add a where condition so that only guests that live in Chicago are included in the report. Save your macro as MCR Chicago guest. So I'm going to, once again, I'm on my Create tab. I'm going to select macro. I'll save it as MCR Chicago guests. Okay. And once again, we are opening a report, so I'll choose that appropriate action. And you have to specify the name of the report that you want to open, in that case, RPT guest. Okay. I also asked for print preview mode again, so we'll pull this down and choose print preview. Okay. However, we are asked to only display guests that live in Chicago. So we have to provide a where condition. Okay. And basically, before you start typing out a where condition, we have to basically take a look at the report design real quick. And it's really the city that we're interested in. So I want to make sure that I have the appropriate field name before I type that where condition, because this is what's going to go in square brackets in our where condition. So I'll close that up. So it's city, simply city. Okay, so in our where condition, the field name goes in square brackets exactly as you just saw it on the report, character for character. City, in this case, equals, and Chicago. So in this respect, it's a lot like criteria in a query. You put the name of the city, in this case, in quotes. Okay, I'll save this, and I'll run the macro. And here you can see the report has been run, but only Chicago guests are showing.